question about independent expenditure campaign committees. One, what is your tie to the Alliance for Sustainable Business and Jobs? And two, how committed is this group going to be sticking around in San Francisco after November 2nd?
So every time we have an election for board or for mayor or anything else, there are outside groups that take an interest in the race because they're interested in certain issues, and there's a certain candidate they like or a certain candidate they don't like. And we've seen this for years and years and years. In this race now, like every other year, some outside groups are getting involved. I think about $50,000 has been spent by outside groups to support Rafael's candidacy. I am expecting every day when I open my mailbox to see an outside group be sending out some nasty hit piece on me. It hasn't come yet, knock on wood, but it will. The group that you referenced, from what I understand, that it's an independent expenditure, so I'm not coordinating with them, I've not spoken with them about it. It consists of the healthcare workers, which have endorsed me, and I'm proud to have that endorsement. It consists, from what I understand, of the police and the firefighters who have endorsed me, and I'm proud to have those endorsements as well. So the outside groups can do what they want. Some are supporting Rafael, some are supporting me, and that's how elections have worked in San Francisco. All I know is that I'm running my campaign. In terms of the donations that I've raised for my campaign, over 80% come from San Francisco residents. Almost 60% of the money that I've raised has been contributed by District 8 residents, which is extraordinary given that it's not exactly a massive district. And I've been endorsed by over formally endorsed by over 400 residents of District 8. And I'm proud of the grassroots campaign that I'm running, and that's how I'm going to win.
This next question is for Bill. Would you have voted for the alcohol tax?
Absolutely not. No. This is the absolutely wrong tax for this thing. The tax was meant to help the inebriants of San Francisco, and to put that on the backs of absolutely every liquor store and bar in town just to pay for that it's the wrong time. Small businesses, they are taxed enough already. This was the wrong tax. I had suggested to some people, if you really need to raise the money for it, let's focus in and find the bars and the liquor stores that are selling the liquor to the people that are inebriated in the first place. Let's not penalize the Boulevards of the world and the Spruces of the world for the few that ruin it for the many. So no, I would not have supported that.
This next question is for Rebecca. It's from the students here. How will you add more police at parks, and how will you secure outdoor play for kids?
Who clapped? I'm a former Recreation and Park Commissioner, so making sure that we have the ties between the school district and the rec centers and parks and play fields are very important to me. I've understood, Christina and I have not worked together in a professional capacity, but Sandy Lee and I did for years. Sandy Lee was the principal who was the principal before Christina was the principal, and we would make sure that every time the Civil Rights Academy needed the softball field, that was taken care of. And that's something that a neighborhood supervisor should be doing. It's very, 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 very important. Yes, I think we should be having more police patrols in the park. Usually, Lisa Frazier is no longer the beat cop here. She's now a sergeant at Southern, but she used to stalk me when I was walking my dog on Saturday morning to tell me about all the cases that we needed to make sure that we were prosecuting. And so I know there's police presence there. We need to make sure that there are relationships between the rec directors and the beat cops, and so there's exchange of information and things. Everyone knows what's going on, and Principal Velasco needs to be a part of that. And those are things that absolutely neighborhood supervisors should be doing and will be doing when I'm elected. The last thing I want to say is the people who are responsible for opening the parks are the park patrols. And if you don't know, the folks in the park patrols, they're great. They also add a law enforcement presence to the park to make sure people feel safe in their parks, and we need to cultivate those relationships as well.
Thank you, candidates. We are now going to open up the floor for